What's good, y'all? It's Ondá, and I'm on an Untold interview.
We got Ondá.
You just did it. Oh my God.
I did it on purpose. So who we got on the platform?
What's good, y'all? Y'all here with Ondá.
Ondá. Okay. So she just corrected me before we got the roll in the cameras, man. So, where you from, and what have you been doing for the past couple of years to get here?
I'm originally from Florida, but I grew up down North Philly. The past couple years, I've been like in the studio a lot, working behind the scenes, sitting in a lot of rooms with a lot of different people. Just focus, artist development, building connections, overall networking, been writing. I've been on a lot of different people projects and stuff.
Okay. So you said one thing that stood out was artist development. They don't have that no more.
They do have it.
Where?
There's different people. Like, they got some art. You ever heard of Range? His name Range.
Okay.
He a vet in the game. But it's just a lot of different people. Like, I feel, you know what? It might be some gatekeeping going on. Know somebody who knows somebody type of thing. Because when I think about it, I don't really see people just like, yo, come here for artist development on social media.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you feel like artists need artist development?
Everybody need it if you're an artist.
Yeah. How many you feel have it?
I don't know. Like, in Philly, it's a lot of artists. So, like, that number is insane. But you mean like in reference to like who's on or doing whatever, or?
Well, the artist that's on the come up.
I'd say it's a half and half then.
Half and half then?
Half and half, yeah.
Okay.
Because some artists, they don't really sit and put the work in for artist development. They feel like they good, like, how they are.
Now, growing up in Florida, how was it for you?
That shit was hard.
Florida?
It's crazy when people ask me, like about Florida and growing up in Florida, they just picture like the palm trees, the beaches and all that shit. But like Florida really one of those places like if you ain't got no money, that shit show.
Right.
So like my mom, majority of my family anyways down there was in those days anyways, we was broke as shit.
Wow. What part of Florida?
I'm from Ocala, Florida.
Okay. I used to live in Key West for about 2 years.
Okay.
For me, it was a vacation every day. I was a stocks clerk at Publix.
Okay, yeah, that's our Acme.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I was a stocks clerk at Publix, and it was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But your upbringing down there, was it, traditional household?
I grew up with, 3 siblings, a stepdad. That shit was ghetto. Like, I don't even know to say tradition, because it's like, we ain't really do a lot of, like, the family type stuff. Like, we ain't really, we had dinner together, but we ain't really do, like, holiday celebrations and stuff. Like, we really ain't celebrate birthdays that much. It wasn't really, like, no white picket fence situation. Like I said, like, if you growing up, like, in the South, it's either like I said, if you got the money, it shows. Like, I grew up, like, it's funny as shit, but I grew up in, like, trailer parks and shit.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, every once in a while, we had a house every once in a while, but, like, for the most part, I grew up in, like, some 8 Mile shit, basically. Like, real shit,
Was the streets like the streets of Philly down there?
Well, in my city, nah. Because it's more country than anything. Like, we like horses down there. We got horse statues everywhere. So it's a lot of dirt roads, and the inner city is like, it's small as shit. Actually, we just became a city, classified as a city in 2007.
Dope.
Our population was like low as hell. So I think we up like we might be like close to maybe 400,000 in population now, I think.
Oh, wow.
I gotta check it.
Wow. Now, what was the transition from Florida to Philadelphia?
Really, to be real with you, I kind of always like lived back and forth in both places. Like, I was born down there. The first 3 years of my life, I lived in Florida. And then when I turned 3, we had came up here to Uptown, actually, up this way. So I grew up this way. And I lived up here for like maybe 3, almost 4 years. We left like maybe around the time I was 7, went back to Florida.
Okay.
So it's kind of always been like a back and forth thing like that. Like I'd be down there, up here. We came back when I was 11, actually. So it's always been like back and forth for me.
You look like an uptown girl.
I like Uptown Girl.
Yeah, yeah. You like an uptown
It's
girl.
rooted in me though. It's rooted in me. Like I went to Kinsey, like
Okay.
up here. So yeah,
Ah.
that's bad as shit. The transition. It's crazy because it's like I'm country, but then like I'm city also.
Right.
So it's like I always say in a way it's like I got the best of both worlds because like where I'm from in the South, like it's gritty all in that area. It's like it's the trenches, but it's country. You know what I mean? Like, but it's the trenches. But then up here, this shit is way different. So I got to experience like so many different environments. But I don't know, it was always challenging because when I was way younger, I was country and shit.
Right.
So I used to get picked on a lot by everybody when I come back to Philly, like, oh, she country, she proper, But it's like both is inside of me, it's embedded in me. It's a given. Like my mom, she from North Philly.
Okay.
My dad, he from Florida, like where I was born at in Ocala.
That's the connection.
That's the connection, yeah. But my grandma, she from North Philly also. But we always our bloodline like originates from Florida though.
Ah, okay. So now you're in Philadelphia. You're going to our public schools, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You growing up now. Did you grow up and begin to start singing, or is it just something that's embedded in your family?
I got like one aunt. She sang a little bit, but she ain't never been like a singer. So as far as it goes, like I'm really, like the little star in the family when it come down to singing. Like I'm the only one like who actually like do this. But I've always sang, since really a baby. Like that's what some of my family members told me.
Okay.
Always, hit a tune since I was in diapers.
Now, what's your singer position? Is you soprano, alto?
I'm like mezzo soprano, but I sing alto also.
Okay, good. Did you start in church or did you start singing in, talent shows?
It started at home, and then went into church when I was real little with singing. I was like 5, 6 singing in church. At that age, anyways, I was singing in school, doing plays. I was always like good with music and all that. I used to get awards and all that stuff for that, doing plays and stuff. So it started early with me.
Who you grew up listening to?
Everybody. Now look, all right. So I grew like all right. So I always say I listen to all music. So I grew up listening like 3-6 Mafia, Juvenile, Trina. Like Trina was our Nicki Minaj in the South. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I grew up listening to Ashanti. Then we got SWV. I feel like I always got the best of both worlds because it's like my North family. They listen to SWV and Mary J. Blige and all that. But then when I'm back in the South, like I'm listening to Trina and, a lot of artists that's from the South. So it's a mixture.
Now, what age were you when you started listening to Trina?
It's bad, but my earliest, like I was in first grade, like.
What?
It's bad because you gotta think about the early. I was young as shit in the early 2000s. That shit 99 to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all that shit was everywhere on the radios. So it's like that's what what I listened to. I listened to whatever the adults was listening to.
Well, down south, it was influential from Trick Daddy, the whole slip and slide era. So I get it.
Yeah, it was big down there.
Yeah. Now, they kind of made that money for pretty much like the strip clubs. Was you aware of that?
At that age, nah.
Okay.
I mean, like, I got vivid memories of like the video vixens. You know what I mean? But I knew like, okay, that's you gotta be grown to do that. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right.
But me being in like, I was in my innocence more than anything. You know what I mean? It was more so like about a vibe. But I did understand like if the music was a little too explicit, you know?
So you in Philly, you in the mean streets of Philly.
Yeah.
Uptown is kind of, it's kind of mean, got its areas. Um, how did you, blend in? You from down south, you got the accent, and how did you blend in?
I'm gonna be real. I've really always been like a loner. It's either I would be around with like family or, I always kind of had like a friend or two here and there. But we moved so much, you know what I mean? Like, I done lived all over the city, like during my youth and my adolescent years. I don't know. Like, I always just did my own thing. I feel like I blend in, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
Let's start from when you was at the age of 12.
yeah.
Um, how was that for you?
Well, we had came back up here from Florida when I was 11. And, that's when life really just got difficult. Because, like my mom, she always like dealt with, like drug addiction and shit like that. So, but it's like when we came back to Philly, it got way worse. And like me, at really like 11, 12 is the age where like all my siblings and us, we got split up. Everybody else, they was able to like go to their dad houses because my mom, I'm the only child out of four that was born in the South. And and in that time of my life, my dad still was doing his 20-year bid. So I ain't had nowhere to go. And like my mom, she fell like deep into the addiction. Like it was like literally like nothing she could do for anybody. So I went into the streets more than anything. Like not by choice, but it just was like it wasn't really a lot of family up here really rocking with us. It wasn't really much like anybody could really do to help us in that time. And so I was I had to fend for myself. Like my mom literally told me like I gave you life, so go live it. So I went into the streets for that reason.
At that age,
Yeah.
how can you mentally, just not even adapt, but identify yourself with the streets at that age?
I mean, I always been a smart girl. So even like before that age, like it was a lot of like really in the household, me fending for myself and kind of taking care of like my siblings, in a sense, like making food and cooking. Like I started scrambling eggs and bacon when I was like 7 or 8. So it's like I always knew I had like my mom, like, in my adulthood years, she told me like she never really had to like worry about me because I was always strong. It was the other one, she was like, let me look at them a little bit more. It's like I always been headstrong, always been smart. So I knew a lot, but I was a child. In a way, it is like my innocence got, taken from me. Because it's like my childhood, I wasn't really able to like just be a kid. You know what I mean? I was doing my little sister hair. I'm like 9, tie her hair up with anything like to get a bally in or something. And but that's kind of what comes with like the territory, like when you in a household where you got your parents that's on drugs and they drinking and stuff like that. So by the time I was 12, it was like I just knew I had to take care of myself. Like now it's like I'm really by myself. Like my grandmom in the South, when I was growing up, before the age of 12, like she's a hustler. So like down in the South, she'd sell anything on the side of the road, you know. So she always, like, she taught me to hustle, or like, all right, this how you sell this, how you do that. You know what I mean? So I used to go and be with her a lot, you know, as a kid, and she used to help me out. That was her way of helping me out as a little kid, you know, putting money in my pocket for like the things what my mom couldn't do, basically. So I always had the hustle in me, but at that age, it just was like, all right, we in Philly, and what the fuck am I about to do at the age of 12? Like, where can I go? So it really, you know, it started off first with me just kind of like wandering, you know what I mean? But then I'm fast on picking up on stuff. So I was looking at what all the other kids in the city was doing. So really at that age, like 11, 12, I started pumping gas, bagging groceries. I was shoveling snow. I was like literally with the boys, like, and I was doing all of that, like, at first, you know, stuff like that.
That's a lot for a 12-year-old.
It is. It was. Yeah.
At that time, where was your other siblings?
They was with their father families. Like my sister, she got to go with her dad's side. My second brother got to go with his dad's side. My oldest brother, rest in peace to him, but he got to be with his dad's side.
And you was just there.
I went like for a while, like I was staying like at friends' house or family members or family friend houses and stuff like that. But you know, a lot of people, they don't want to deal with, you know, a kid that's not theirs. So it's like, okay, so it was a lot of hopping around, a lot of couches and floors, like a lot through, really like through my whole teenagehood. Like I dealt with a bunch of homelessness. Like I had already, it's crazy because it's like, it wasn't really like it was a dramatic change in my life, but it was like we had already dealt with so much homelessness in Florida that by the time when that shit happened, it just was like, damn, now I'm really by myself. You know what I mean? So it's like I already was in survival mode for the longest time before 12. So I don't know.
How did that affect you at that age?
I used to be angry as shit. Yeah, my temperament like used to be bad. Like, but honestly, like emotionally, I think for any person, any kid, anybody, like I just was sad. I used to cry a lot. Was angry. Like nobody couldn't say nothing to me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even really care for a good morning or anything. Cause like I was going through shit that I wasn't deserving of. And it was unfair, and I understood that. You know, I knew life before that time it was unfair already, but like that shit was unfair. And I mean, and it's still all dealt with me chasing after, like behind my mom. But then when I would find her, she'd be in the worst places. You know what I mean? She in the high house, basically. And it's like, okay. You know, at some point, my mom, she did get a place to, you know, to stay. Somebody gave her something, but that shit wasn't nothing. It was a big ass hole in the ceiling. You could see the sky, like literally like the full fucking blue sky through it. But that would be a place where I would like come back to just to have somewhere to be if I had nowhere else to be. But it's like my mom, like our relationship is it's toxic. Like it's been toxic since the beginning, you know, of my life anyways. So it's like she never really wanted me there. She'll let me be there, but it came with a price. You know what I mean? It came with some type of like suffering. So if I had somewhere else to be at, I would just go there until I couldn't be there anymore. And that would be my last resort.
At that age, did you feel like a burden?
Before that age, I did. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Before that age, I did. You know, my mom got that. You know how you hear stories about how, like, a mom didn't want the child, the dad did, but she kept the baby and it didn't work out. So now she don't like the baby. She don't like the child. You know, it was a bunch of you just like him. You know what I mean?
I,
Growing up.
I think they call it post-traumatic. I know somebody that was going through that.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah,
And
cause like I'm the black sheep child, like growing up in the household, and you know, and it's crazy cause it's like my early life memories ain't nothing happy. It's really not. It's like growing up in a household like that where it's like, all right, it's 4 kids all together. I'm the third oldest, but it's like I'm almost like Cinderella in here. You know, I get counted out. Like if the couch is full, everybody on the sofa, I gotta sit on the floor. That was the environment I came up in my household. So it's like, you know what I mean? A lot of like trying to fight to prove my love type shit growing up in the house, and it was like, nah, it don't really matter. You know what I mean? It don't matter what you say or what you do. That it ain't good enough, basically.
now earlier you mentioned your stepfather.
Yeah,
How was your relationship with your stepfather?
not good. Not good. You know, and it's crazy because in my adult years now, you know, I found out more things that it really made a full circle moment for me. Why, like, it was the way how it is. It's a little personal. I won't say it on, you know, on camera, but it's like, oh, all right, God finally gave me the clarity for that. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna keep it pushing. You know what I mean? But it wasn't, you know, like him and my mom. They had my little sister, so I watched, you know, her have her dad. He didn't really interact with me like I was his daughter. You know, like he'd say, "Oh, I love you, like you my daughter," but it wasn't the same type of love. You know what I mean? It wasn't the same thing.
A little favoritism?
Of course, of course. To this day, say no. No, but really, it was though. You know, but it's like okay. You know, it's like okay. So it's like I with him watching that, and then my mom being dismissive of me. You know, it was I was a sad ass kid. I really was. And it's crazy because in all of that, I always had the music. Always sing. I used to like cry and just sing, you know, like growing up. And always just been into that. Like that's always brought me like, you know, the comfort and the joy.
Who was, well, did you have a person that you can go to and pretty much like vent, cry on their shoulder?
I used to really do that, like, where whoever would take me in. Whoever would take me in, I give my sad ass story and talk about it and cry. And people seen like what was going on eventually, just with how like my mom showed up and how she handled me. You know, and a lot of the times my mom be like, "You keep her. You keep her. She let her stay here." You know what I mean? Like she just didn't want to deal with it. But it was like that even when I was a child. Like it was that. So it's like okay. You know what I mean? Relationship was bad. Like it was bad. Like I mean, even like to this day now, it's like my mom did so much shit to like hurt me and try to destroy me through my life. It's like we don't have a relationship. It's like I kind of refuse to talk to her. You know, I speak to her every once in a while. You know, she probably, you know, I love you. And I tell her I love her because I do. But it's one of those things where it's like, you really can't, you know, hurt me at this point or anymore. I look at it like I gave you my childhood. I gave you my teenage years. But like when I start walking into them 20-somethings, I was like, you can't have them. You know what I mean? You can't have them at all.
Did that childhood, did that condition you to build a wall to how you see society, how you deal with people?
In a way, yeah. In a way, yeah. But you know something? I always seen other people have like what I wanted. So I knew like, all right, one is a problem. You know what I mean? Well, I'm not receiving this, but at the same time, it's like, I know all people not the same for that reason, basically. So I don't really like have like a narrow minded type judgment of people and things. Like I'm actually more open minded, because of all my exposures in life. So, and I always see like multiple perspectives of things, and I'm not really fast to judge because I know it's always something more to the story. So, I'm more understanding than most people actually are. Yeah.
Did it raise your patience level?
I just started having patience. Oh my gosh. I promise when they say certain things come with age, I just started to have patience. Because before I didn't, it was like, you get so used to like the world dismissing you, family dismissing you, that you really just don't want to, like, you don't want to deal with shit. You know what I mean? Like, my tolerance level just was like, yo, I got a lot I'm going through. I'm taking care of myself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got time for this shit. So my patience level was insane. Like I said already, like, I used to, you motherfucker be like, yo, good morning. Fuck you talking about that. I used to be like that. Like, anybody in my face, I'm beating you the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, I used to be real trifling with this shit, man. But what it really was is having a hard life. I'm not just going through something. I've been going through some things, you know what I mean? I'm still trying to go to school. I'm still trying to, like, the fuck, y'all waking up every day and all you gotta do is worry about what shoes you putting on your feet. Bitch, I ain't got no fucking shoes on my feet. Like, for real, for real. The sole on the bottom of them is melted the fuck off. There's a hole in the front of the joint. Like, I ain't want to hear shit from nobody. Patience for what? Talk to who? It really put me in isolation mode. But I've been working so hard, like, my whole entire life. And 11, 12 years old, that's really, I had learned some tactics, how to hustle, like I said, like coming up or whatever, like, But at that age, like 12, that's when like I really just went into like, all right, you got you got to find a way for this shit. So it really became by all means necessary for me at that age. I did whatever I had to do. Like I said, I started off bagging groceries, pumping gas, shoveling snow, and it went from that to street shit. You know what I mean? Like by the time I was 13, I was fucking selling dope. Doing whatever else. I was in fucking after hours speakeasies pouring drinks and shit. 13, like, and I was mature. Like, I didn't look like a 13 little girl, like, I didn't look like I was 13 years old. I carried myself with maturity, but I showed up on, like, business basically. Like, listen, I got some shit going on. Like, I just need to make some money. Like, can I come in here and can I work? Like, now I'm pouring drinks and shit, But when you in the streets, you start meeting different people. So it's like I went to try to go sell some weed for somebody. He said, no, I got some fucking dope. Like, the streets is crazy because that's why you really got to protect your kids because you hear what I just said? I got daughters, I couldn't imagine. I really be ready to crash out. You get what I'm saying? If somebody put a fucking 8-ball in my daughter's hands, like, but that's what I had to do. So it's like I did everything damn near, like, to make sure I took care of myself.
Do you believe in counseling?
Oh yeah, been there, done that. Been there doing it. Still doing it. I've healed so much. But you know what? It took for me to disconnect from, like, family and people, places, and things, basically. But I started that counseling journey, like, when I got into my 20s. So I've done a lot of healing. I've healed a lot. I got a lot of understanding. Honestly, like, counseling helped me understand, like, why my mom is how she is, like, why she became who she became. and like why she couldn't be like what I needed her to be. You know what I mean? And it's like I got a real thorough understanding of like who she is and her life. And I feel sorry for my mom. I really do. Because she had a rough upbringing that was toxic, that didn't serve her. You know what I mean? She grew up like it's like same similar household, except for, you know, my grandma made sure she clothed her kids and took care of them. But other than that, my grandma was in the streets. You know what I mean? My grandma had like 5 kids by the time, I think damn near by the time she was like 21, 22. You know what I mean? Like she was young, you know? So my mom didn't grow up in a good place either. There's no excuse, but you get what I'm saying? So like I get it, but yeah.
If you can go back and tell that young girl, give her any advice, what is one of them?
Oh yeah, that's my phone. I told you they always hitting me up. It's on vibrate. I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. It's the faith for me. The faith. Yeah. Have faith. You know what I mean? Like see God in all of it. Cause like I knew God was there, but like I felt like God was there like punishing me. But like once I really went through life and like I said, I got to these 20 somethings and I did start the counseling and doing the inner work and healing, you know, because I had to do like a lot of self-identification with myself, like who am I? God had always been there. Like really, you know, God had always been there. And with being able to see that, I realized like, damn, I kind of fucked up a couple times, a couple opportunities, you know, like, you know, along the way. But like God always been there. So I like younger me is like have the faith, you know that God love you. Like if nobody else don't love you, God love you. Like really, because I didn't feel that way. That's why I was angry for that reason. Yeah.
You say you used to sing yourself to sleep.
Yeah.
What are some of the things, some of the, songs you used to sing? You used to make up songs or you?
I used to make up songs all the time. When I look at it now, I was freestyling since a little kid, like since a jet. I've been freestyling my whole life. I used to like, when I was real little, I used to write songs like in a form, like forms of poems, you know. But I always just sang randomly and made up like songs and stuff like on the spot, you know. So I don't know, like, but I would just sing. I would just sing. It was whatever that came out. Yeah.
OBH. What was your affiliation with OBH?
You know what's crazy? Like so back to, we're going to double back a little bit, 11, 12. Like when my mom put me to the streets, that is in the time frame when I met OBH. I was a baby when I met OBH. Honestly, I really just thank God for everything that has happened. Because like had that not went that way, I would have still been in the house. Like just dealing with, family shit. But I met them actually one day after my mom had kicked me out. And I lived around that way, around like Allegheny and that time. And so I ran into them. I was actually like walking past them and I was singing. And in that time, and a lot of the original people, they not around no more. It's a lot of people who have come into OBH from that time frame, but I met the day ones in that time. And they heard me sing and they was like, yo, what's up? Like, you sing, you do music. I'm like, oh, I'm really young as shit. So I'm like, well, yeah, I sing, but like I wasn't an artist in that time. And I had met Snub. Snub was one of the people that was like, yo, come here. Snub, he's doing life right now. But Snub taught me how to, for one, OBH is the first people that put me into the studio. So I had never recorded nothing before that point, but like Snub had taught me like what a bar was. Cause when I actually sat down and was writing, a song with him, the shit looked like a paragraph. Like it was just, like it was just like a big ass paragraph. So he was like, "No, like the fuck is that? These niggas like they street niggas. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, okay, but." He taught me bars, like literally, like what a bar looked like how it's supposed to flow, like punchlines in and out. As far as recording go, like all them niggas, they like really. I feel like they put the battery in my back to like want to keep going and growing as an artist. Like I always give my love and my recognition to them, like regardless, because it's like, bruh, like if I leave that out, the shit fake, you know what I mean? But taught me like breathing as far as when I'm on the mic in the booth, like breathing control, like all that shit. Like that's where I got my start at as an artist. Cause like really since that point, like I've been pushing since then. Like really.
I told you off camera, I didn't hear one singer on any of their records. Maybe I overlooked it, or maybe it just didn't come across my desk. What are one of the songs that you were featured on?
Snub, 100 Shot Died, Coming or Going.
Okay.
But see, when I think about it, that's the DVD era. That's how far back it go. That's why it's probably hard to find it, because I'm thinking like what year YouTube started. I think YouTube probably was like, it was a newborn. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the DVD era. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
So,
Cause when you do listen to their records, you don't really hear like a lot of females. But I know, I'm gonna say this to you. I know that when we did the records that we did, they all got burnt to CDs. That's how long ago that was.
wow.
Yeah. Wow. So as far as like them records being turned up from somewhere, I don't know who gonna find that shit. Like, I don't know. I actually want to hear it. I haven't heard them records in years, but I made records with them.
You still in contact? Any affiliation?
I wouldn't say I'm not affiliated with like OBH. In that time, and it was a lot of shit going on. I was mainly protected from a lot of things. So at some point when shit started souring out, I was basically told like it was kind of like save yourself moment. You know what I mean? You young, you ain't part of nothing. Like go save yourself, because really it was Snub that like put me underneath his wing. He was more so like a big brother to me. You know what I mean? It wasn't no weird shit going on. Everybody knew how old I was, so that's out of the. But it was like some shit going on. You gotta go.
Fast forward, who are some of the artists that you've, been connecting with after that?
I dealt with a lot of artists. Cause listen, you gotta think about it. We in 2024, right? That era since then, that was like 07, 08, right? All right. That's a long ass time since then. So I've come across a lot of different artists. Like, you mean like as far as like who I've met or like who I've worked with also?
Who you work with?
Like as of recent times, I did a record with Akbar V this year. Did a record with Primo. I did a record with YD. I got a couple records in the works right now with a few different artists. I'm working with Top Floor Loot.
Okay.
I'm working with a lot of different people. I've been working with different producers, different people. Like, I mean, I stay like featuring or doing some type of like harmonies or something with people. But now I'm just like, all right, y'all gotta put me to work. Like, I need to sing. Like, y'all need to be making me sing at this point. So it's a lot of records like that's in the works, but it's different people, you know.
Who are some of the females?
Oh, so far, you know what's crazy? In recent time, it really is like this year alone. It's just Akbar V. I've worked. You know what's crazy? You making me realize I've worked with like more men than females. I got females like honestly that we should have been did records. Like one of my bitches, the trooper, like Isha Marae, she like, you know what I mean? Like she's a beast doing it, but like we just can't get around to getting these records done. Like,
Well, y'all not in the same city?
no, we in the same city, but you know, everybody got different priorities in life and schedules. So it's, you know, but it's just like I do got like a few females that now I'm thinking about it. I need to hit them up. Like, what we doing for 2025? Because all the niggas right now, like, they all trying to get the records. You know what I mean? Or they getting the records. So.
Now, let me ask you something. How do you separate yourself from the rest of the artists that's out generally?
Generally. Why I got a clip in my hair? I'm cracking up. You mean artistry wise or just like me being who I am?
You being who you are.
I stay the fuck out the way. That's why my album is called Out the Way. Because I'm out the way. Like, I played the background for so long, like just vetting it and observing. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, I've been the fly on the wall, like, for a while. And at some point, like, maybe back, like, 2017, I used to be going to everything with everybody, like, showing up, hosting, you know, getting invited out to be around in a lot of situations. So I've met a lot of people along the way. You know what I mean? Damn, actually, I just had a random ass thought. Like, I'm thinking back, like, OBH days. Like, that's when I met my guy, Get Your Weight Up, Twine. Like, Twine knew me since I was fucking 12, 13. You know what I mean? So, like, he really one of those people that could really say, like, she been outside. Like, she took a couple breaks, you know what I mean? Had her kids, but, like, I've been outside. You get what I'm saying? But it's one of those things, like, I stay out the way because, you know, it's a lot of nut shit that be going on in the mix. Like, I'm basically, I feel like Ebony from Players Club, like Junior. I just came to dance. Like I just came to work. I'm not excited or impressed by none of that other shit that's going on. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care about none of that. Like, I be on business nowadays. Like, it's like, all right, if we get in the studio, like, let me know what's up. Other than that, like, I don't really care to be going to like every event and all that. Like, I be out the way. Like, that's what I do. I create, I throw my shit out there. You get what I'm saying? And like, I show up sometimes.
Now, back in the 90s.
Ooh. Oh my God. Baby days?
The baby days.
The baby days? Ugh.
Artists used to have a mystique thing about them. Mm-hmm. Today, you can go on their Instagram and find out who their baby daddy is, who their wife is, who their kids, what their kids look like, what they ate in the morning. Mm. Do you still feel like you got to keep the mystique?
I'm mystique because I got one picture of my kids up on my social media. And that's really just for people to know I do have babies. You know, I got 2 little girls. Because I don't want it to seem like I don't. But I don't be posting my kids because that's not where they belong. Like, it's too much weird shit going on online. So really, more than anything, I'm very protective of my daughters. But as far as like love life and all that stuff, I don't really post my love life, you know, like that. I'm not really posting everywhere that I'm at and like who I'm with and all that stuff. Like, I'm actually very private when it comes down to like who I deal with, like on an intimate level. Studio shit, this year I started giving a lot more like of what I'm doing, you know, like behind the scenes, I would say. But I could definitely give more. But I don't I don't know. Like, I do think that privacy is needed amongst everyone. And
I agree.
everybody needs to get their shit together and stop being all out there. Because it's a lot of clout chasing. And I don't know, because when I was coming up, being a dick eater was like not it. It wasn't respected if you was just Joe as shit all day. It wasn't respected if you was like a fucking clown. It wasn't respected. Like, it was a category where everybody went in. You had the thorough niggas, thorough bitches. You knew that, I'm gonna take you back. You knew that this bitch was a smut. Heard that one in a while. You knew that she was a smut. You knew that was wifey material. You get what I'm saying? Like, you knew that this was a Joe ass nigga. This was the funny bull in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he just was a nut ass nigga. So it was a distinguishment amongst everything. Now it's like the crowds is all blended and everybody confused. They don't know how to identify who is who. It's the weird shit. Me, a lot of my morals and principles is still like, I guess they outdated. I know what I was taught when I was growing up, because you know how they say, oh, the problem is all these young niggas and young Jones, they ain't got no old heads. I had old heads when I was coming up. When I got into the streets, I had old heads. And it was females and niggas. So I was taught the game young as shit. Certain things you do and you don't do. The game never left. So when I'm seeing people in my age group, you get what I'm saying, or just overall, and they on some nut shit, I'm like, damn, you must have forgot what your old head taught you. Or maybe you didn't have one. So everything that's going on, like on social media, it's weird to me. Like, it's really distasteful. It's weird as shit. I don't get it. We need some privacy.
We do.
Yeah.
I can scroll through my Instagram and I see booty everywhere. Half naked women everywhere.
And when we was coming up, you couldn't do that. The most you seen was in the videos. It was the music videos. And even then, if we really doing a comparison, you had some videos that came on 106 in Park, right? After dark. And they get a little nip slip. Little, you know, it was a little extra, right?
BET Uncut.
BET Uncut. There we go. But some of them old videos that I thought, you know, watching when I was young, like Kia, lick it now. Her. I remember watching that shit when it premiered as a kid, and I was like, oh God, this is, you know,
it's a lot.
This is a lot. Like, this is crazy sexualized, right? I cannot watch this. But now it's like, you kind of looking at it, everything has become that. And don't get me wrong, I love her. She from the South, no diss or nothing. I love her. But times have changed, you know, and it is too much ass and nakedness and nudity or whatever, you know, that's online. That's why I be trying, like, not to do the most and all that. Like, a lot of my pictures and videos and stuff, like, I'm well covered for the most part. Every now and then, you might get a little cheek at the bottom, but it's on some professional shit. You know what I mean?
It's not a random.
I tried to pop my shit, though, like, a couple months ago. I was trying to show, like, I lost a couple pounds. And I did, like, a front view, and then I did the turnaround joint, and, like, Instagram was like, we're about to take you away. Like, I was like, damn, I can't pop my shit once on this bitch.
You said Instagram is about to take you away.
They was about to take my page away.
All of this stuff I see.
That's what the fuck that's what I was. And it was just me showing the buns, you know. And I didn't have, I was covered, but it was a little thong joint I had on. It was ghetto. I was showing my ass, literally. Like, but it was more so like, yo, tightening this shit up. And then bam, and they was like, we taking it. I'm like, yo, these bitches really be on here with their titties out, pussies out, getting fucked. And what I had on basically looked like it looked like a swimsuit. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't even. So I'm like, all right, well, God just don't want me acting like that. I gotta remember I'm God's child. Like, but I don't know. Like, I don't know, shit weird. And I don't know which direction we going in. It's like, you know, it's either we gonna go back, or it's just, I don't know what the future is with this shit, like
It
with social media.
it looks a little crazy.
Yeah.
Are you against BBL?
No.
Do you have a BBL?
No. I'm one of the natural ones still.
Salute.
I always had a little booty. I always had a little jiggle. You know, when all the girls didn't have it growing up, I had a little ass. You know, always.
Now, speaking of the BBL, it's a lot of women that are having some severe backlashes due to the whole surgery process of it.
Okay.
What's your take on that?
Well, you gotta know what's for you and what is not for you, right? I do see a lot of girls are like in regret of that, and they having crazy. I seen some crazy shit behind these BBOs. I don't know, like I don't know, like me. I'm actually a healthcare studies major, so I got a
Awesome.
degree. I got a degree in that, and you know I've studied healthcare on so many different levels, and that's part of the reason why I didn't get a BBL. Don't get me wrong. I don't need a BBL. I got enough ass. I'm short. So is that shit, we not walking around with that. I mean, the most I would do probably be lipo. That's just straight. Just suck all this shit all the way around and out and throw it away. I don't care. Don't put it back in me, right? But I don't know. Like, I think a lot of girls is just not really healthy to begin with. And you got to remember, like, the way how our bodies process any things that come into it, it's like when they are having complications, it's because their body is looking at it as it's a foreign object. That's the reality of it. That's why, like, when we get sick, our body already has healthy and, you know, like good and bad bacteria inside our body. So when something foreign comes in, it's able to identify if it's supposed to be there or not. So if you're getting sick from a BBL, it's because your body is identifying it as a foreign object. Even if it's your fat restored back into your body, it does not recognize it. That's why some people, they do go through the worst stuff with that, and then others don't. You got lucky. You got lucky. So that's why they having problems. It's simple. It's just same as like breast implants or lip fillers. You see people get that, and they shit just start swelling up because your body is not accepting it. It's so simple, but if you don't really know it in like that structured type of way how I said it, you just think anything else. But it's like, no.
Are women happy today?
Yes and no.
Why do women have to do all of these surgery things and put all of this stuff on their body? Who are you guys? And I'm speaking in general. Who are you guys doing this for?
Most bitches want a rich nigga. So they think that in order to attract that, they must become that. They must look like it, like a trophy wife. That's really what it's about. Some, women also on the other side, they got insecurities. So, if you could fix something that is broken, why not? That's the mentality of it for a lot of people. All this stuff is really about, if there for some people also, it's just about feeling good about themselves. Let's say they just like, I want an enhancement. I feel like I'm beautiful already, but I just want this a little bigger, this a little smaller, this a little, Then they do it for that too. It's a couple sides, perspectives to it. But all in all, like, what do we see? You get the BBL. What else is you getting in return from the niggas most of the time? Most niggas, it's not just the females. A lot of niggas don't even want to deal with a bitch if she ain't got no work done. Actually, I'm hearing if you ain't got your body and shit done, they looking at you like you broke. Yeah, that's the mentality that's on the streets right now. I still got a natural body. A little bit of fupa. Just a little bit. Ass, fat, thighs match because it's natural. Cornbread and greens and shit. You know what I mean? I look good. Niggas be goddamn. Like, you would think I had some fucking work done somewhere in there. Like, but that's just because I'm naturally, like, beautiful and I'm confident with how I carry myself. But I don't know. But yeah, people, a lot of the times they feel like if you don't have the BBL, then it's kind of screaming brokey, you know. But you gotta remember, a lot of these girls, like, they want to get in the rooms with these niggas that got them bands. That's what they want. You know what I mean? They at the games, they around. So that's what they trying to be. I really just think it's like a little competition, but they just trying to be the best thing. Cause there's a lot of beautiful bitches.
Now, what about the average Joe that he shop at Target?
They don't want him most of the time.
Why?
I just said it. Brokey. You gotta remember, they want the rich niggas. That's why a lot of people is getting these BBOs and the fillers and all that stuff. Like, they want the rich niggas. But how many niggas is actually rich? You see what I'm saying?
Now, over the years, I came across a lot of rappers that they have the chains, they have these rented cars, and they surround themselves around certain people. And you will get the perception that they're living a certain lifestyle. And I also been around the guy that have 4 or 5 businesses, and he actually shop at Walmart. And he looks like a lame, and he drive a little Kia car. Do that guy get the same play as the flashy guy?
He could. He could. Because like I said, a lot of the girls, they getting the work done and all that stuff to their bodies because they trying to attract the rich niggas, and that's just their standard. They gonna stand on it. You gotta make this much. You gotta drive that. Those like the materialistic ones, right? Those would be our gold diggers, right? That's it. But then you got the chicks, like I said, that just want to get the work done because they want a little enhancement, or they probably just want to get rid of an insecurity that they got. So they not really worried about the rich niggas. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say for the regular women who get the BBOs or the work done, they probably is still going to go talk to whoever else. You know, the guy who shops at the Target and whatever else, because their point is not to attract the rich nigga. They just want to actually feel better about themselves. That's it.
So after they get the rich guy, what are they looking for next?
What you mean? I mean, I know what you mean, but it's like it's simple. Like, it's really simple though. They get the rich guy, they want whatever that comes with the rich nigga. And most you gotta see, this is the problem with social media and everybody showing all the glitz and glamour and the mansions and the whips, and you get what I'm saying, driving Maserati, all that shit. Like, that's what they want. That's what a lot of chicks do want. Not all, but that's what a lot of them, that's what they striving for. They want the nigga to just drop 10K on a Monday. You know, just go shopping. That's what they, you know. But it's not all of them.
Not all of them.
Don't misunderstand me with the camera is. Not all the chicks with BBOs want a rich nigga, but a lot do. And that's okay. I think it's okay because it's your preference. You know, it's your standard. But, you know.
What's your type?
Me.
Dun, dun, dun.
I don't like nobody. Not, you know what's crazy? I'm one of those people, like, I like who I like.
Okay.
Like, real picky and choosy, though. Because, like, I don't really, like, I'm a little antisocial. Like, I don't like people like that. Like, they sound crazy as shit.
Me neither.
But I don't like people like that. Like, but I do think a lot of that shit got to do with, like, the trauma from the childhood, being isolated and all that, right? So I have been working on it. We working on it. But I like who I like. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I used to have this, like, a type description in my head, like, tall, dark skin, muscular, you know, whatever. Fuck all that shit, right? Life done taught me that shit don't even matter. So now it's like I'm looking at character, like morals, standard, values. Like, do you come from tradition? Would you like to start tradition in your bloodline? You know what I mean? Like, is he a hustler? I love me a hustling ass nigga. Like, confident. You know what I mean? Like, is he retarded? please do not. You know, they be trying to get you when you use that word. But like, is this nigga slow? Like, was he biting on desk growing up? Like, I don't got time for that shit. I need to know, like, if you get what I'm saying? Like, can you teach me some shit? I love a nigga that could really sit down and like just teach me some shit. Like, that should be turning me on. I don't like no broke ass nigga, okay? Because this ain't $40 over here. But I'm understanding. But it's like, is you about your money? Because I'm a fucking hustler. I've been getting to this shit since I was young. You about your paper? You know what I mean? Like, is you respectful? Like, it's the good qualities that I want to look at with a nigga. You know what I mean? Like, how you act when you going through a hard time in life. Like, how you get up. You know what I mean? How you getting up. Because I know how I've had, get to it. So it's like, what you do, like what you doing, like what are you becoming, I don't know, like those are things that turn me on with a man, and I just be like, I like him, you know, I'm interested. All that other shit, yo, like come out, pop the Don Julio and oh, I got some bread for you. You send me pictures of money and shit. I be like, it's a fucking nut ass, corny bitch ass nigga. Like, you don't get the fuck out of here. And it's crazy because you know something, I'm a nice person, but I'm not really that nice. Like, I really do be talking to niggas like that. Like, niggas be sending me pictures of they knots and shit in the DM, and I straight be like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck out my DMs with this shit, like, I be.
They do that?
Yeah, niggas is still, these corny ass niggas still doing that shit.
They really do that? What happened to the... See, I'm an 80s baby. What happened to the guy, hey, you look beautiful. Hey, I would like to take you out. What do you eat? Do they do that?
Them niggas still be around, but it's like, I'm a certain kind of person. So, like I said, I don't really be like, my nose itchy. I don't be really wanting to be bothered. So I do get the, hey, beautiful, how you feeling today? I'm moody as fuck. And I just be like, what's good, my nigga? I'm chilling. If I'm talking to you like that, like, I'm uninterested. I'm emotionally unavailable if I'm talking to you like that.
Mostly unavailable.
Like, the fuck? Like, have a good day, beautiful. You too. Same. I'm mean as shit. Yo, I'm being real when I say it, though. It really do take a strong nigga to tame me. Like, it really do. Because and to get my attention, because I'm really mean as shit on the low. Like, I'm nice, I'm funny and all that, but like, try and get in my space and you want to be like up underneath me, that shit is not that simple, baby.
They got to work hard for it.
And it's not even I'm trying to like take a nigga through hula hoops. Like, it's just more so like I protect my space so much. Why should I invite you into like this peaceful ass environment I've built? Like,
And speaking of building,
for a fucking date? No. A steak that I make on a Tuesday on a regular?
So you're not impressed?
I don't care. And like, I don't feel like going through the process of trying to learn how to trust somebody at this point in my life. Like right now, like this been a year for me. I ain't been dating for real and all that. But that's just like mentality wise, like where I be at with niggas. I don't feel like going through the process of learning to trust you or going through so much chaos just for you to treat me right. The fuck is that? You know? They play a lot of games out here. And I just be like, I ain't got time for that shit. I'm chasing some money. I'm doing the music. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with home. I don't.
So it is traditional men out there, just like it's traditional women out there. There's a lot of men and women that have a certain agenda when they're...
Finish.
They have a certain agenda when they're seeking a mate. Most relationships are not a two-way street.
Is this like 50-50? Because that's what just made me think about. Is this that whole 50-50 thing? This a 50-50?
How you taking it?
I mean, because I don't know, all I seen was 50-50. That's all I seen was, if I'm off, then like just guide me, like lead me, please.
You're on the money. You're on the money.
Okay.
You're on the money. So if a guy took you out and he assumed that his check was going to hit 9 o'clock at night.
Oh fuck.
He's giving you a good conversation. He's nice guy. Would you cover the bill?
I'm gonna be real with you. In that situation, I feel like, of course I have a choice, but I don't have a choice. But it's some shit in that is gonna get unpacked. Because one, why the fuck would you take me out if you ain't had the money? I don't care how much you like me. We don't play that shit over here. Okay? But then two, I'm not washing nobody fucking dishes. Or whatever they be calling cops on niggas now. You don't got the money to pay for the debt. I'm not going to jail. I don't got no record. Thank you, Lord. You know what I mean? So if I gotta pay the tab because your money didn't come by whatever time, that's the last time you gonna see me. That's it. I really don't care. It's not a rush to take anybody out. You could wait until the money is like straight available, and then we do all of that later. It's not that deep, like, for me. Because honestly, you made yourself look corny as shit too. You ain't got the money. Okay. But see, niggas can't stand me on dates. Niggas can't stand me on dates because I be doing shit that have... Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? Because I know it's my interview, but I'm going to ask you a question.
Shoot.
If you paying for the full tab, right? And at the end, she wants to tip. Do you have a problem with that?
Do I have a problem with her tipping and me paying the tab?
You paid the whole bill, but she's going to pay the tip.
I do.
Okay. Okay. We can talk later about that if you want. Why? You could tell me why.
So, are you into molding men?
Nah. No. Like, nobody gonna show up perfect. But, like, I just don't feel like... I don't know. Because I'm thinking about experience, right? The shit that be wrong with these niggas, can't nobody help them. I am not about to... Nigga, you is not a clay statue. Like, I'm not molding you to become... What's the molding for again? I know what it's for. But what the fuck is... Like, what are we doing in this? Because that's too much. A lot of these niggas really, like, broken. So if I gotta mold you the fuck up into anything... Hell nah. Hell to... Don't get molding. Nah, no. I just feel like it's either you want me, we get it, we could build off of that. I'm not about to be chasing behind you for you to act how I want you to act and be and all that shit. I don't care that much. Because how I look at with a man, I look at what a man shows me, right? And the moment that you showing me that you ain't really all into this, like this is the thing. Niggas be thinking that I play dumb with niggas sometimes, right? They think I don't know exactly what's going on. I know exactly what's going on, baby. I should work for the fucking FBI, nigga. Like, I know exactly what's going on. But I like to sit and be feminine. So you could think whatever you want, but I'm always a step ahead in some type of way. I'm not doing no molding because I know if you're interested in me or not, it's going to show in your actions. That's one thing that I was taught along the way. A man, you don't trust his word, you trust his actions. That's it. So if I'm dealing with a nigga and he ain't wifed me yet, he might treat me cool. He might be respectful. He might even put me on and do little shit for me. But I know somewhere in the back of your fucking head, you didn't do it because you think I'm a slide. Men go after what they want. They like dogs. They chase what they want. No matter if it's a dream, the money, a bitch. So if you ain't chasing me, and you not showing me that you want me, it's not reciprocated energy also. You don't want me. I'm not molding nobody. Fuck that. Now, being supportive, if we locked in, supporting you, supporting your dreams and all that other stuff. Yeah. Okay. A little different, but yeah. Yeah.
And that don't have to come with money.
No, not always. It really depends. It depends. Because see, the money ain't everything. See, this is the thing. The way how I look at money is like, that's why niggas can't stand me, yo. See, you messy. He's messy. Oh, I'm tired of you. So, I care about money, but I don't. Like, I like materialistic shit, but I'm not materialistic, right? So we already went over like what I look for, like with a man and all that, right? What attracts me to a man for the most part. I can't really like I said, I don't really like the niggas that come to me with the money in the hand, right? Because that kind of for me, I like instantly I'm looking at you like this an insecure ass nigga. He ain't got no confidence. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't shoot the shot without that. You know what I mean? Like so it's like corny. I really be putting niggas to the bottom of the list fast. Like, but I don't know. Like money doesn't really impress me. It doesn't impress me. I done been around all kinds of niggas. And I don't give a fuck about that money shit. It's a lot of rich niggas that's corny as shit. I don't care. You could have all. Man, I've been around a lot of money. And I don't give a fuck. Your name C Money. Charles, if you don't shut the fuck up. Like I don't know. I don't care.
You ever dated a rapper?
I've dated a few rappers. I'm not gonna name who though, cause you messy as shit. If I start naming who, this shit gonna go up, and if I start naming who, this shit gonna go up. I'm not doing that. I'm private. I cannot do that.
I respect that.
I cannot do that. But I've dated a few, like two people that's in the rap business.
Was y'all trading bars?
No. Fuck, like ghostwriting, nigga? Nigga, I ain't no rapper. I'm a singer.
Well, some of the rappers are singers today.
Oh, yeah. That part.
So.
Fucking Misty. You an asshole.
So. OTW.
Out the way.
Yes. I love that snippet. Where were you at when you made that?
Honestly, I was in the bed. It was late. I got insomnia, so I be up a lot writing late at night. That's where I was at, in my comfortable ass bed with my white sheets. Because he being so messy. Go ahead, what's next?
The lyrics.
Ooh.
The lyrics are very explicit. Very seductive. So, in the midst of you in your bed with your white sheets, you came up with those lyrics.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And what's your process, like, far as writing? Did it just come to your head and you hurry up and get a composition book?
I do a little bit of everything. Like, to be real with you, you know what's crazy? Before I do, like, pen and pad, I usually just keep saying bars over and over again. I've been running barefooted ever. Like, and I'm like, what I want to say, right? And I always hear the melodies and, like, even if I can't, like, distinctly just be like, I'm like, what the fuck is that key? What key? Like, what octave is that? Like, I hear shit all the time with how I create. But I just keep like going and saying bars, like repeating it and like, don't like that. That don't sound good. You know what I mean? Like, let me switch this out for that. You know, I was just doing that last night with a record that I'm writing right now. So, and then it comes from emotion and experience and situations, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, what's my mood? Like, what I really want to say, you know? What I want to say on this.
That record sound like a booty call.
Well, let me see. So, if I break it down, you want me to break it down for you a little
Break
bit?
it down.
All right, so I've been running barefooted ever since a jit, right? That's slang for where I'm from, which means like I'm wild as shit, basically, right? Since a young boy, Philly terms. Jit is for Florida, you know, that means the same thing. So I've been running barefooted ever since a jit, which means I'm out of pocket. But then the drop into the song, I get nasty when that Henny in me, right? Eat my kitty while I thumb these Benjis. Pussy pink, right? Okay, for what you think. So that's just me talking shit. I'm talking shit. It's not really, it's more so like, it's a vibe, right? And I made that song to be smart towards some fucking people.
Man, you was throwing jabs in there?
Yeah, cause if I ride your nigga, he ain't coming back. I took your nigga, ain't no double back. Life's been a blessing, there's no denying me. That's the intro. So overall, the song is supposed to be a out of pocket type. It's out of pocket. Sound like a booty call, but it's out of pocket. Cause I'm saying like, I do what I want. That's really what the fuck the song is like. And it's on some like bossy shit. Like I said, eat my kitty while I thumb these Benjis. Like, bitch, like the fuck you. Anyways, like what y'all talking about? You know what I mean? Like it's moody, but it's like,
Did you take somebody man?
I ain't take nobody man. I mean, you can't take something that you had before somebody.
My last question to you. What is one thing that nobody know about you and they should?
Why you gonna ask me that? All up in my business and shit. Say no, I'm just fucking with you. I'm actually really a nice person if you get to know me. I think that's it. Because a lot of people don't think I'm really that nice. I'm not that nice, but I'm nice, but I'm not. Like,
Okay.
I gotta feel like I could trust you. But, like, I'm really a thorough ass bitch at the end of the day. Like, I'm fun. You know, I don't really, this year I've been showing different layers of me, you know. But I'm a thorough ass bitch and I'm loyal. That's what I think. Because a lot of people don't get close enough to me to, like, really know that about me. Like, I don't really care to be saying it. You know, everybody, oh, I'm real. I'm fuck all that. Like, you guys should get close to me to know that. So I would just say that. Like, I don't let a lot of people know me. So if I let you in, then you get to feel the love and the genuineness. But I gotta trust you. Like, oh yeah, another thing. Don't fucking play with me because I really do be beating bitches up. There we go. That's what they should know. And I ain't even trying to talk crazy like that. But the singing shit, and you know, I be like being all, and then people they be thinking like, oh, this bitch, you know, she probably a nut. You know, it's one of those things, because you know how Philly is. It's like where I'm from, like we could be sweet, kind, nice, and like nobody like thinks like, oh, this bitch probably a nut. You know what I mean? Like where I'm from, we could do that. But up here, like when you so nice and you like, oh, you know, just being kind basically, they be fucking acting like you a nut. Like they could get over something. So I really just want people to know, like, you fuck around and you find out. That's what they should know about me. I'm not the one or the two. Like respectfully and very gently.
In your relationships,
Yeah.
what are your boundaries?
Don't disrespect me. That's the first one. Don't disrespect me. Please don't. Lying to me is one thing. I'm understanding of a lot of things, but like, just don't. I don't like that lying shit. I'm gonna be real. It's the disrespectfulness, and it's like being disloyal that like ticks me. It's like a pet peeve. Like that shit just throw me so far to the left because I really do be carrying that shit for people, and like people take that shit for granted. They do. They take it for granted.
You sound like a Philly John.
For the most part, at this fucking point, yeah. But then when I go home to the South, I blend in with my people down there too.
Our slang, our culture definitely rubbed off on you.
It did. It did. And you know what's so crazy? When I go home to Ocala, everybody call me Philly down there. They call me Philly. Oh, something that they don't know that maybe they should know. So they call me Philly.
Are you a tomboy in a dress?
Hell yeah. Nigga, when I was growing up, I was climbing trees and shit, throwing rocks, catching lizards and shit. Like, I was out there playing football with the boys because I'm the firstborn girl. It was nothing but boys, cousins, all my brothers and everybody. So it was like, who I got to play with? Then them niggas popping my doll heads and shit off. So it's like I got outside with them, like, for sure. And yeah, for sure. Because like when I'm on some like chill, laid back shit, hoodies, sneaks, you know what I mean? Just my lady be real chill, like, but gotta get cute a little bit. But at heart, I'm a tomboy.
Do you own 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
Nah, I ain't bought baby oil in a while. I got like different oils. Don't be fucking asking me them questions. You not slick. Like, don't ask me that shit. You know everybody, we got PTSD, like, on the, on the oils and shit, Like, no, nigga, I got coconut oil.
If you met a gentleman, you went on a date, and after the date, everything went good, and, you came back to his house, and you seen a certain amount of oil, baby oil in his house, what is the first thing that's popping in your head?
I'm getting the fuck out of there. I left something in the car. I got an emergency. It's time to go. Oh, nigga, you be ashy, don't you? No, I just got that just in case. Okay, all right, let me use the bathroom now. I done put like 5 alarms on my phone to ring back to back. So so I could get the fuck up out of there. The phone's just gonna keep going off. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go. It's the emergency. Cause you too freaky for me. Like, fuck, we in here doing sliding across the floor. Like, I don't got no time for that shit. All that, the first thing, if baby, I ain't gonna lie, this shit out of pocket what I'm about to say, but if I see that much baby oil, I'm thinking you on some nut shit for one, but you probably trying to do anal or something. Like,
I'm not messy.
I'm just saying, like, cause the fuck are you, a masseuse?